Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Dalton's on record, Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to earn a little respect.
Lane Cooner, the conductor of the Baker train.
Welcome in, everybody. We are back with another episode here on the White Eye Sports Podcast, and we are bringing back a returning favorite from last season. Last season, every week throughout the offseason after the schedule got released, we, as a show, would pick 1 week of the schedule. So we'll start with week 1, and we will all three normally. Spoon will be here normally, as you saw from the intro.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, and we have his picks up in the spreadsheet. So his picks are on the board, and I can let you and Dalton, because Dalton doesn't know his picks either. As we go, I'll let you know who he picked. But we are going to be picking the games this week for week 1, and we're just going to kick things off. We're going to do every single week of the season. It'll lead us right up to the regular season. We'll be picking week 18, the week before the regular season starts, and then we will we will show our results after week 1, after week 2, after week 3, after week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as we did last year. So, without further ado, I'm going to pull up the first game. So, up here in the middle, I can probably make that a little bigger, maybe just a little bigger here, without getting too crazy with it. Update. All right, it's a little bigger. There we go. We're going to do that. If you can't see it, I'm sorry. But we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. Dalt, who are you going to ride with?
Well, I want to go with my Cowboys, but dating back to 2020 on week 1, Cowboys are 2-3. They beat the Browns last year, and then they beat the Bucks in 2022, but they lost against the Rams in 2020. And then 2021, they lost against the Niners, and then they lost against the Packers in 23. So I'm gonna have to pick the Eagles on this one. Super Bowl champs. Not really sure there's much of a hangover there. Nick Sirianni just getting his deal. A lot of good energy there. And I think it carries over, man. I think Saquon Barkley is the greatest thing that the Eagles have done to their team in quite a while.
I completely agree. I'm going Philadelphia. So I'm going to write that in real quick. And then that brings Spoon's pick, who is also Philadelphia. So that brings our total to 3-0 Philly. So that's up in the spreadsheet. Next game, pull it up here. We have Kansas City at the Chargers, but it's not really at the Chargers because it's in Brazil. So, Brazil. Spoon picked the Chargers. I am picking the Chiefs. Dalt, where do your not allegiances, that's not the right word, but where do you think this game will end up?
Well, my gut always wants to bet on Patrick Mahomes, no matter what, and the Chiefs, because at any given time they might just lose 3 or 4 games like in an entire season. So like if you lose that bet 4 times, it's not a bad bet. But I think it's time for them to. I think their dynasty needs to be over, and I think.
Well, they've struggled in week 1 games against tough physical football teams that run the ball, and I think that's what LA is going to be.
I think that's exactly what LA is going to be. I think that's what Jim. Is it Jim or John? I always forget. Jim is for the Ravens, right?
No, it's Jim Harbaugh in LA. It's John Harbaugh.
Cool. Okay, so I was right
Baltimore.
Originally. So Jim Harbaugh, you're right. He's a run first coach, and I'm going to give it to the Chargers on that one.
Cool. Next up, we have Tampa Bay at Atlanta. We know Spoon went Tampa Bay. Dalt, I'll let you go first on this one.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay. I mean, week 1, I think they're just going to have a little bit more oomph. Michael Penix didn't really have enough games under his belt. I'm
not huge on Penix. I'm really not.
Yeah, I mean,
Most people are really big on Penix. I don't. Oh, hey there. Sorry. I'm typing into the spreadsheet as I'm talking, and I don't really. I don't I think he throws a pretty football, and I think he can play. It's just he's had 4 major injuries on his shoulders and his knees. And it's not like he went out last year and just lit up the league and threw for 5 touchdowns a game. Like he had a really, really good game, or I say really, he had a good game against Atlanta in the final week of the season. Or yeah, I think it was final week. I think it was week 18, where he threw for like 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Right, like that's good. But like you're against a team that's eliminated from playoff contention the final week of the season. It's not like you're out there. Or sorry, no, it was against Carolina. It was against Carolina, not he plays for Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was against Carolina. Sorry if you can hear the lawn guys right outside my window. Apparently, they decided now was a perfect time to show up.
Just a little bit.
So hold on for just a second. Apologize.
You're good. I can't even really hear it that much.
Okay, cool. Because they're like right there. It was really loud
I can't even really hear it that bad.
Cool. So 3-0 Tampa Bay. Spoon win Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay. You win Tampa Bay.
Sure.
And then let's move on to Cincinnati and Cleveland. You want Spoon's pick?
Yeah.
Spoon went Cincinnati.
Yeah. I think that's a safe bet, honestly. We still don't really know who the starter is going to be in Cleveland. I mean, and they don't really have, a lot to pick from that really strike confidence in me just yet.
It's really weird.
So it's easy to pick Cincinnati in this one.
The Cleveland thing, we've talked about it a little bit on the show, but they have 5 quarterbacks, 3 of which they used draft picks on this year because they traded a pick for Kenny Pickett. So 3 dudes, if they cut any of those 3, they're throwing away a draft pick that they used this year.
Yeah, but you said that before, but it's like, honestly, how many times does every draft pick for a team hit?
No, but think about this.
It's a risk. It's all a risk.
But think about it this way. If I go out and spend $100 today and then throw that thing away tomorrow, it's a loss of value, right? But if I spend $100 today and throw that thing out 2 or 3 years from now, I got my value out of it. That's the point I'm making. That you're gonna throw that away right away. You just got it, and you're just gonna throw it away. Like it's a complete waste.
Well,
of a draft.
they might trade, or they might get some sort of value.
Yeah, but so they have 3 quarterbacks that they have to do that with. They have Joe Flacco, who I think is the best option to start, and then they have Deshaun Watson, who they owe millions of dollars and they can't cut. Right, so like the only sensible option is cut Flacco, but then you're starting a rookie or Deshaun Watson, and we've seen Watson doesn't work out. So, yeah, Cleveland's a mess. 3-0 Cincinnati on the spreadsheet here. Let's move on here to Miami and Indianapolis. Spoon went Miami. Dalt, where are you going?
This is a hard game because I don't believe that Tua is that good of a quarterback, and I think Mike McDonald, or not Mike McDonald.
Yeah, that's the Seahawks coach.
Who's the
coach?
Mike? Who's
McDaniels.
The head coach of the McDaniels? Mike McDaniels. I don't think he's got enough experience under his belt to be, to really just push that envelope just yet. He's a little too risky when he doesn't need to be. But also, I mean, who's the starter going to be in Indy? Like, who they just bring in? They signed somebody that's
Indy?
not.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, like, Daniel Jones looks good in OTAs, and
but Daniel Jones is always going to look good with no pads on.
Yeah, exactly. But that's when they make the decision on who the quarterback's going to be. And do you want to take a risk with some guy who will tap out in the middle of a game on third down against a divisional opponent, or do you want some guy who very well could have a Sam Darnold resurgence?
I think
get you somewhere. I'm picking Indy.
I think Anthony Richardson is a very high ceiling, low floor player. He's going to be 23 when the season starts. I just looked it up. I think he has lots of time to change his mentality, change his work ethic. I think those things can change. They need to work on his throwing motion. There's lots of work that's needed. You said who are you taking?
I'm taking
Indy?
Indy.
All right, so Spoon took Miami. You're not high on Tua. Here's the reality: Tua was hurt last season. Okay,
True.
in his season where he was hurt, he had a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and he averaged 260 yards a game, which is really good. He was hurt. He had 72.9% completion percentage, which if it had played out a full season would be an NFL record. I think Tua is really good. He's 1 year removed off a Pro Bowl and an AP Comeback Player of the Year top 5, and
True.
2 years removed from being top 10 in MVP voting. So, and I am on the other side of the train. I think Mike McDaniels is an absolute fucking mad scientist of an offensive coach, and I love him. I absolutely love him. He's who I wanted instead of Kevin O'Connell as the Vikings head coach. Now, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. I would much rather have Kevin O'Connell now, but out of that whole coaching class, McDaniels is still second on that list.
Okay.
I'm taking Miami, and Spoon took Miami, so that makes it 2-1 Dolphins. All right. Spoon took Jacksonville in the Carolina-Jacksonville game. Dalt, who are you taking?
I'm going to take Jacksonville as well. I think Carolina was decently formidable in certain games, but after, it was like garbage time in the season, they don't really mean anything. So, can you keep that up consistently? And I'm not sure that they can. I think that David Canales, honestly, I just don't think he can make it happen. I just don't believe in him, and Jacksonville and
what's up?
Oh, I was just saying Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence, have a pretty good record on week 1. So
yeah,
I'm going Jacksonville.
Week one's weird. Week one's weird, right? And I say it all the time after week 1. I'm like, yeah, week 1 doesn't really matter. It's weird. Even when the Vikings win, it's weird, right? Week 1s are weird. I remember a few years ago, the Vikings made the not the NFC Championship game, but it was the year we lost to the Seahawks on the Blair Walsh missed field goal game, where we had competitive games against Denver and Carolina, both who played in the Super Bowl that year, and we lost to them by a combined 6 points. We got routed by San Francisco that year in the first game of the season, like 38-14, like just beat it out of. And so week 1's weird. That being said, I'm going Carolina. I think Bryce Young has a resurgence. I think he plays really well this year. I think we could see Bryce Young as a Pro Bowler this year. And I think with Thielen, Leggett, some other guys in that offense, revamped offensive line, I think it's going to be good. I think Carolina wins this game. But it makes it 2-1 Jacksonville. You guys get the majority.
That's still a wild take, brother.
Next up. Oh, what the heck?
Gray screen.
Let me reload this page here. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. It was an ad. I was like, where did the games go? All right, Las Vegas at New England. Spoon went Las Vegas. Dalton, where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, this is a hard game, because what's Drake May gonna be? What are these new Patriots gonna be? Like, are they gonna be something? I gotta go Vegas. I definitely, if you have to go coach, I'm going Pete Carroll. If you go quarterback, I'm going Geno Smith. So, just with those two chess pieces alone, I think that the Raiders can figure this early game out.
I think they're going to run the football a lot in this game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Patriots have home field advantage, and I think Patriots fans are most hyped for this season, more hyped than they've been in a couple years for a season. And I think the home field advantage does it for them. I'm going to give the game to New England at home, but that makes it 2-1 Las Vegas in favor of you and Spoon. So I'm a loser again. Arizona at New Orleans. Spoon
Garbage
went Arizona.
game.
Spoon went Arizona.
If I could pick nobody,
Arizona.
I would. If I could pick nobody, I would. Yeah, I'm definitely picking Arizona.
Yeah, I think the Saints are our pick to be the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah.
Next up, we're just going to skip that because, if you really think the New Orleans Saints are going to win that game, hit us up, talk to us on our DMs. let's have some football therapy. Let's talk
Also,
this out.
unless you've had any traumatic brain injuries, because if you have, then there's
Then
a
there's nothing we
reason
can
why
do.
you have that crazy take,
Yeah.
and you need to go see a doctor.
So Pittsburgh at the Jets, Justin Fields' revenge game. We're for this whole schedule, we are assuming Rodgers plays in Pittsburgh, unless midway through the offseason we hear he's retiring, in which case we can reevaluate. But for now, we're imagining Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback. So Rodgers against the Jets, Pittsburgh Justin Fields
double
against
revenge
Pittsburgh.
game.
Yeah, double revenge game.
Double revenge game.
Has
that ever happened?
Maybe, I
before?
don't know.
I don't know if I'll ever pick the Jets, especially this season, unless they're playing somebody like the Saints. So I'm going Pittsburgh on this one, regardless of whether or not they have Aaron Rodgers. If they have Mason Rudolph, I'm picking. Well, if they have Mason Rudolph, then I'd probably pick the Jets. But if we're assuming Aaron Rodgers goes, then I'll pick the Steelers.
That's fair, and I understand. I'm in the camp of I think Aaron Rodgers is cooked. I think he's cooked. I don't think he's good anymore. He has good games, and he has the potential to outsmart a team. I do not think he can go out there and throw the football 45 times and win games like he used to. So, once again, sorry about the long guys. I'm taking the Jets in this game. I think the Jets have a better team. I think they have better weapons. I think they have a really good defense. I'm going to take the Jets to get a win at home in a crazy week 1 game. Run the football, win the game. I think the Jets can do it. I think Justin Fields is going to be amped up. As we all know, I'm not a huge Justin Fields fan. Don't think he's a great thrower of the football, but I do believe he is a playmaker with the ball in his hand, running the football. So you combine that with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, that offensive line, that defense. You still have Garrett Wilson on the outside. I like New York's chances. But Pittsburgh 2-1. I forgot to add Arizona in a 3-0. Jesus. That was loud. I'm really sorry about them.
It's not. It's really not that bad.
Okay, cool. It's like right outside the window. Next up, we have New York Giants at Washington Commanders. Dalt, I went Washington. Spoon went Washington.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Washington for sure. I don't think that Russell Wilson can beat a red hot Jaden Daniels.
I don't think,
barring a sophomore slump.
I don't think so either. We have Tennessee at Denver. What are you thinking?
That's an easy, Denver. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Cam Ward obviously was the number 1 overall, but how many times have we seen the number 1 overall?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Poop the bed.
Yeah, no, I don't think Tennessee has a snowball's chance in hell of going into Denver week 1 and winning.
I think Denver just has more experience under the team as a complete unit. Especially, it being a home game, I would definitely pick Denver.
Bro, if the Titans win that game, I hope to God that the Titans find this video and clip that, and just that starts off their fucking week 1 highlight clip of winning the game. That would make my entire life. All right, next up, San Francisco at Seattle. Spoon went Seahawks at home. Dalt, where are you going? Brock Purdy just got paid.
Yeah.
$53 million a year paid. That's a chunk of change.
I don't know. I'm not. You know me. I'm not a huge.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Fan.
I'm just laying out the facts for you.
But you can't really count out Shanahan. And I think he's just an excellent coach. I definitely think the San Francisco 49ers find a way to win in Seattle week 1.
San Francisco always plays really well in Seattle. I as well think San Francisco gets the win. That's 2-1 Seattle, or 2-1 San Francisco. I think Seattle still has a lot of issues up front protecting Sam Darnold, and I feel like if you give Sam Darnold time in protection, he can win games for you. Absolutely.
100%.
He did it all last season. But we saw what happened when the protection breaks down, and he is not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Lamar Jackson. Like, he's not that guy, but he is very capable of putting up 300 yards in a game if the line holds up and the weapons play properly. So he's a good NFL starting quarterback. He is not good enough to overcome the issues right out of the gate. I think that will take time. So San Francisco, a team who's more put together, a division opponent, knows the Seahawks defense well, they'll be able to react a little better. And I think San Francisco gets this win. Next up, Detroit Lions at Green Bay Packers. What do you think?
I gotta go Packers on this one. I at this point am unsure whether or not the Lions can keep up their recent success. And I think the Packers are starting to smell that sort of success consistently.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So that's 3-0.
Cool.
Because I'm going Green Bay as well. So next up, we have the probably one of the bigger games of the week. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, it's a divisional game.
Okay. Divisional game. No, it's not. Houston at LA?
I thought they were in the same division.
No, they are not. They're not even in the same
Oh,
conference.
yeah, the Tex. Oh, that's right.
The
Texans
AFC,
are
NFC.
AFC. Yeah,
So Spoon went Los Angeles. I went Los Angeles.
oh, I'm going Los Angeles.
Okay. Cool.
Los Angeles at home. Sean McVay, Jared Verse. They had a really dominating, disgusting defense last year, and I think they keep it up.
Yeah, me too. I think that D-line is absolutely sick. I think they're going to be all over CJ Stroud. I still don't think that offensive line in Houston is good enough to win consistently, and I think that D-line in LA is going to be all over it. Next up, Baltimore at Buffalo. Spoon went Baltimore. Where are you going?
Baltimore at Buffalo. Revenge game. I want to say Buffalo.
You're going to go Buffalo. All right. Well, for the tiebreaker, I went with the Ravens. I think it's the revenge game. I think it's the Mark Andrews game. I think Baltimore have a really big chip on their shoulder, knowing they should have won that game, knowing that was a very fluky drop. And I think Baltimore wins, and that's 2-1, me and Spoon. Final game of the week, Monday Night Football. Minnesota at Chicago. Spoon gave me his pick. He picked the Bears.
I think this is a fantastic week one game. This is Monday night. Phenomenal pick for the schedule. I mean, this is tough. I'm going to go Vikings. I'm going to pick the Vikings on this one.
All right.
I think the Vikings have the stones to win an away game week one against Ben Johnson.
So I really love this game. And if ticket prices come down at all, I'll be at this game week one. My little brother who used to be on the show, Riley, he's a big Bears fan. My dad's a big Bears fan. We will be at this game. And with the storyline coming out recently of Caleb Williams saying, I want to go to the Vikings, not the Bears, and then that whole drama and yada, 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 yada. It's all fixed now. Obviously, Ben Johnson's there. The coaching staff has changed. Caleb Williams' issues with the Bears are all gone. I really like this game. And I'm not going to be like sky is falling if we lose, right? The Bears went out. They signed 3 studs interior offensive line. Okay, they had good tackles. I don't think they have a top 5 tackle duo, but maybe top 10 to 15 tackle duo. And then they go get 3 studs on the interior. Their defense has been really good under Eberflus. Now let's see what that is going forward. Obviously, Eberflus no longer there, but they still have a lot of talent. Jalen Johnson, absolute animal at the cornerback position. I really like their defense. I really like their offense. Minnesota, coming off a huge season. Great defense, top 5 defense last year. We also signed... What?
Brand new quarterback.
I was going to get there. we also signed 3 brand new stud interior linemen. Well, two stud interior linemen and drafted a stud left guard. And then we have a top 2 tackle duo in the league. So 2 revamped, awesome offensive lines. And then you get the first pick from the draft last year, the 10th pick from the draft last year. Combine that with the Bears receiving core of Burden, Odunze, and DJ Moore against Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson. You have the Bears running back room, the Vikings new revamp running back room with Jordan Mason. This is just such a good storyline game, such a good stars game, everything about this game I love. I am going Minnesota Vikings. That makes it 2-1 Vikings. Let's hope that doesn't go the other way. It's not going to tank our season, but I would really like to get that win in Soldier Field. We're a little cursed in Soldier Field though. Not as of recent, but we went there was one point where we went 12 seasons without a win at Soldier Field. Yeah, and through good seasons too. We weren't just bad. It was just it was just weird. Just didn't win there. But yeah, that's the video. So
cool.
That's everything. So I can pull up. So I'm going to remove this, stop that, just so everybody can see real quick that I am, in fact, being fair to everybody. And last year, we didn't show who picked what. So this year, let's actually pull it up big screen style. So we have everybody's total and we have what everybody picked. So
nice.
No cop-outs this year. We get to see who picked what.
Oh shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I might want to change my Indy Miami.
Nope. We are keeping tabs. We're keeping accountability real on this show. And we're gonna take a look every week throughout the regular season. So after week 1, the Wednesday after week 1, we'll go through and we'll figure out who was right and who was wrong.
Hey, to be fair, we are way out of the season, and a lot is going to happen.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point. Last year, we were almost 60% on the season.
No shit.
Yeah, we were at 58%. So we got over half the games correct last season, picking 16, 17, 18 weeks out.
Hell yeah.
So that's the video, guys. Make sure to tune in next week for week 2. So we will have Spoon back by then, and we're going to have a bunch more videos coming out, including record predictions for all 32 teams. We're going to go division by division by division by division by division. We're going to figure it out. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.